Hey guys, what's up? It's Ash. Alright, so we're going to be looking at a 3v3 video and we're going to be analyzing my gameplay. I have been saving videos lately. I think I have about 7. I'm not exactly sure which game this is. I just know that the score is close. It was like 3-2 or 4-3. And let's see, this is with Nick, Dusty, and I. And we're just going to take a look at the things that I do right and the things that I do wrong, both positionally, rotationally, and mechanically. And let's get right into it. Alright, so this is my face-off. I know that Nick typically doesn't go for the face-offs. And ideally, my face-off, since I do the drift turn into the ball, I would like for it to be shot back on the ground to somewhere on the right, anywhere in between the middle or back more in our zone. That way, so we get an easy clear, because I know that Nick most likely is going to be going for the boost, and I know that Dusty normally cheats up. Alright, so here we go. So yeah, that one's not ideal just because it happened to be up in the air, but the ball does bounce back in our way. Alright, so I think we are in pretty good position. Dusty should be behind me. Let me just check on that. Yeah, Dusty's behind. Dusty's the third in. I'm second in. So right now we're doing pretty good. Oh, and I guess we score. Let's take a look from Nick's view right here. This is one thing that I know that Nick has gotten better at within the last couple weeks is just dribbling the ball. Alright, second face off, and this should be going to the left. Oh, that time I'm... So yeah, that time I kind of messed it up. My face-offs have been kind of off a little bit. Okay, this right here, I do not like this play, just because this is not a good clear. If LTS is further up, this is a goal all day. And I hit the corner. And so let me go see from Dusty's. No, that one's definitely mine. And to be honest with you, I don't really know how to do all that, so it just happens. Alright, this one I'm either going for boost or dropping back. Going for boost. Okay, so one thing I do really good here is I grab my boost and I'm immediately off of first person cam and I'm immediately on ball cam. And I know that the ball is going back, so I need to go back and rotating the goal. Okay, I know that Nick is behind me now. But Nick is not behind me. Okay, very poor aerial. And a lot of this could be fixed if I see how my car is. My car is not pointing towards the ball. If my car is pointing more towards the ball, then I make contact with this. Okay, good rotation back. So now I'm back first in. It's a decent shot. But you know, it's not a good shot because it didn't go in. So it'd be better if I catch it. This right here would be better if I catch it before it starts to bounce up. Okay, rotating back to boost. Okay, so like I said in the last video, we kind of play our third man on a wing, which I'm headed towards, and then I'm still in a good position where I can definitely make a play on this, and just gonna throw it to the corner. And the reason you would throw it to the corner is it just wastes time. This is a good clear. Okay, one good thing I do here is I know that this guy definitely has this next hit, so I'm not going to charge in because it will put me out of position. Okay, right here, this is a pretty good play. I know that Nick is in goal, and I'm going to rotate into the second part, or the second position, because Nick rotates out and becomes first man up. Not a good play here. And he does pick up the dribble, and you do want to kind of stay a little bit behind. I think I'm too close up. If I was a little bit further back, I could have made a play on that ball. Okay, rotate it. So this is a pretty good rotation right here. I rotate into goal. And I know that Dusty's going to be rotating back. Okay, I'm playing second man up. And I'm rotating back. Okay, so right here, this is a really good save. And you learn to do these kind of in ones a lot. Is you want to not save the ball and clear it in front of the goal. You want to hit it with momentum outside of the goal. Okay, this is probably not the best play after this though. Is I bump Nick, and it probably hurts our chances of getting the ball clear. It's an excellent play by Dusty. Okay, so this is a really good rotation. I'm first man up. I don't really have too much of a play on the ball, so I'm going to let Nick, who's further back in goal, rotate because he's going to have the momentum to make the play on this. So one thing I like to do here, I always like to play defense kind of inside out. I know sometimes it holds the ball in our zone. You know, it's harder to clear, but it's I mean, it's just a safer play. This is a good challenge. Unlike the first one, this one, I know it's going to be a 50-50. And this one, okay, so this one I should have rotated all the way out. That way it would have let Dusty come up and make a better play on that. This is a terrible read. So watch it one more time. Let's see how I take off. So I'm taking off as if the ball's gonna, you know, hit, as if the ball ricocheted off the wall a little bit harder. And that one's kind of put me out of position. I mean, it definitely put me out of position. It's a good clear. Okay, this is a really good job of holding back, because I know that, and I could hear them. I couldn't visually see them, but I knew that I had somebody at least coming up to challenge this. Okay, I'm third in. And that's a perfect job of playing third in, just to hold the ball in. Okay, so one thing, and this is one thing I noticed with Nick, is when he's going for boost, he will stay on the stay off a ball cam too much. This one, you just line it up and get off a ball cam. So decent challenge, just kind of buying time. So let's see what happens here. Oh. So they had an excellent pass on that one. And that's one of those where it's, for Nick, it's, you know, too fast to react to. Okay, so this right here, I noticed that Nick went up. He didn't get the clear, so I'm going to stay back and challenge the next one. Excellent demo. Oh, that was a good play. This demo, Nick's demo is what set this all up. Because they don't have a third man back after that. It was an excellent pass by Dusty too. Okay, so on these, you want to, if they're on the ground, I'm fine. But I've noticed when they jump up, you're gonna have to match the height of the ball, otherwise it's gonna you know, hit crossbar. That one actually kind of came close. Okay, so this is a good job of cheating up because I knew that Nick was going to go back. Normally I go for this boost, but since Nick's going back, I'm going to grab the mid boost. And I'm going to rotate to second position because I know that Nick rotated back. Right here, let's see. That's one I probably could have made a play on it, but I, you know, didn't get to it in time. That's an excellent shot. But this is one where I should be able to read this and recognize this, and I should be up. Because just kind of judging by where Nick is, he's kind of a little bit out of position for it. Just slightly. I mean, you want to definitely be in goal, but just, it was a really good shot placement on it. Excellent pass back. Here, let me go on Nick's camera on this one. This is an excellent play right here. And then we'll watch from Dusty's. Watch his pass back. Excellent play. Okay, so that time is better than the last face-off. I did win it. I don't like to completely put it in their zone unless it's all the way in their zone, just because this is their next hit, or they get the next hit. So yeah, this one we kind of get beat off of a poor face-off. Because like I said before, ideally it's going to go back for Dusty to play, and that's kind of what he's used to. But instead it gets too far up in their zone and they gain control of the ball. So up until this point, you know, I felt we're in pretty good control of this game, but they did mount a pretty good comeback. Okay, so just right here, would be like, let me go to Dusty's because this is something I can teach on right here. Okay, so instead of doing all that, Dusty should be rotating the goal so I could come up and clear it. And then from my point of view, because we have two people in the corner, and you don't want two people in the corner. You want one in goal and you want one slightly outside of goal, and then you want one challenging the ball in the corner. Okay, so this one I'm not following Dusty this time. I'm looking for a pass, and the pass hasn't come, so I'm going to rotate back in. And this is, I don't know if this is a save, but it's a good challenge because if it's not a shot on goal, it's definitely a, it definitely stays in our zone. Terrible play. Again, right here, instead of doing this, and this is the same thing what Dusty did last play, I should be rotating the goal. Okay, I know that Nick is behind me, so I'm going to challenge this. This one I just didn't line up, so it's not a good play. And I do this a lot where I try to aim the ball too much, and sometimes I do whiff on it. This is a really good rotation on my part. So they both went out. we're not supposed to both go out. Just because if Nick would have stayed, if Nick would have moved up to the second position in the rotation, he would have gotten this clear instead LTS gets the center or hits it again. That's a good pass back on their part. Okay, so this is a decent job of defending this, just because most likely Sandman's gonna hit it up, and I do know that I have two people that are either in goal or crossing towards goal. Ooh, that was close. So on this one, instead of trying to block it, this is one where I should definitely be challenging the ball. And all right, well, that's it. So stuff that we learned. One thing for me is lining up the aerials, and before you take off, I think it's good. I mean, I think that you definitely need to have your car lined up unless you're really good at adjusting to the ball in the air. And you know, there's a few good things that we did rotationally, and some good things that hang on, this is kind of mine. So as far as rotations go and positioning, I thought I did pretty good for the most part. There was a few times where I did mess up, and it led to them either maintaining pressure in the offensive end, and then face-offs would be the next one. Is the face-offs were not great. I think I had like one good face-off on this, and actually I think one of them actually led to a goal. But that's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.